Alright, so now we're going to be looking at lesson planning in geography. And of course, we're going to now jump to the types of objectives, which we will focus on the 3 domains of learning. So we have the first one, cognitive, which features thinking, psychomotor, which is all about physical activity, what they do, and affective in terms of how the students feel. So for the cognitive domain, it has to deal with comprehension and knowledge from the students. So it moves from recalling ideas to be able to think and develop or combine new ideas to create further learning. So it usually moves from the lower order to the higher order thinking domain of Bloom's taxonomy. The psychomotor now, that has to do with how the student controls or moves his or her body. So the emphasis is on motor skills. So what is it that you allow the students to do? Will you allow them to locate places, calculate distances, create a skit, create a dub, design a poster? So it has to do with their ability to interact with activities in the class, but it's more physical. The affective now is all about how you allow the students to feel about your lesson, which is very important in a lesson. So if you're teaching about pollution, at the end of the day, when a student by the end of your lesson, a student should not be going outside and littering. They should understand that, okay, I should be a responsible citizen and not litter. Right? So it's all about the mood of the class, extent of participation. So if you set rules in terms of participating, they should listen to others and all of those, right? So here's the outline of Bloom's taxonomy. So if you realize here at the bottom of the pyramid, we have remember, then we have understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create. So it's moving from low order to high order. So in your objectives, your verbs should be mixed. So it should not be a case where you only have remembering or understanding verbs. You should have a wide range of them. And if we can look here, we see some examples. So for example, asking students to define a concept, that's recall. You ask them to explain or describe something, it's moving up to understand. You ask them now to demonstrate or interpret or analyze, then you're allowing them to move up the ladder, right? So once you're putting together your objectives, they must be SMART. S, meaning that you must be specific with what you're talking about. M, measurable. A, action oriented. R, realistic. And T, time bound. You should not have an objective or a set of objectives that are listed and you can't cover them, right? So let's look at this example. By the end of the lesson, that's the time, students should be able to describe, which is the action, 4 major types, specific 4 things, right? And measurable or reasonable, 4 types of pollution, right? Good. And while you're writing your objectives, especially when you start writing your lessons, your lesson objectives, you should follow the ABCD rule. A, audience. B, behavior. C, condition. And D, degree. So A, audience, your students. B, behavior, what verb. C, what will they do? How will they achieve this? After reading a book, after watching a video. And the degree, how many things? Is it 3 reasons? Should they define the concept in 1 sentence? That's what you should consider.